Today I will be doing one of possibly the craziest iPad upgrades ever. You see, since 2018, I've had this iPad 6th gen, and it has served me well over the years, but very recently, especially on iOS 17, it's been like really awful to use. So what I did recently is I've gone and picked up myself a used iPad Pro M4 off of eBay for about $500-ish. So let's get this thing out of the box. And here we go. This is the iPad Pro M4. For what I can see, the screen looks amazing. So let's get this thing powered on. And okay, it is now powering on. And looks like we boot into the iOS 26 setup screen, and this is so responsive. I hope this isn't activation locked. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near your new iPad to sign in your Apple account and get set up. Okay, let's do that. And we got through activation, and there's no activation lock. Let's set up Face ID right now. And we just set up Face ID. I'm going to set a passcode. And now I'm not going to transfer anything because my old iPad 6th gen really has nothing on it like YouTube and other streaming services. So I'm not going to transfer anything. I'm going to set up my Apple account right now, so I'll be back. And we can agree to terms and conditions. I'm going to enter my iPhone passcode. Okay. I will worry about syncing stuff later. I just want to get this set up now. Set up Apple Intelligence, turn on priority notifications. Siri is ready, full screen apps. And we can now get ready here. And wow, we are finally on something that isn't garbage iOS 17. And looks like we have a 26.0.1 iPad Pro 11-inch M4. And it looks like we only have 73 cycles on this thing. Now let's just talk a bit about why this is such an insane upgrade. First of all, this iPad 6 released all the way back on March 27th of 2018. And I believe I got this in about December of that year. So I've had this thing for roughly 8 years. And of course, its limitations have been showing very recently, especially on iOS versions like iOS 16 and iOS 17. And of course, it's not going to go past iOS 17. So I was eventually going to need to upgrade with something that can run like iOS 26 or iOS 27. And these are so old. This is like a generation of iDevices that I've been actually collecting. Like, these launched with iOS 11. So this upgrade was 100% inevitable. And the crazy thing about this iPad 6th gen is I'm basically going from something with an iPhone 7 chip. Yes, an iPhone 7 chip. This has the same chip as the iPhone 7. It has the Apple A10 Fusion. And these can actually be downgraded with Turtis Marula, which is really crazy that I would actually use one of these. It has a quad-core CPU and a 6-core GPU. And it is not really that good, mainly due to the fact it only has 2 gigabytes of RAM. And if you want to talk about how crazy an upgrade this is, let's go take a look at the storage of this thing. This is quite literally a 32 gig iPad. But of course, still, I did get the base model here on this iPad. As I mean, you don't really need anything more. I got the 11-inch iPad Pro M4 with 256 gigs. You don't really need to spend the extra money on a 13-inch if I'm going to be completely honest. Now, I did see one on eBay actually, and it was even 1 terabyte, but it was hella bent and I didn't really feel like I would go and want to fix that. So I just skipped over it and got this one because, I mean, it was $500. You can't really complain. And if we compare those exact specs to the iPad Pro M4 11-inch, you would be getting 8 gigabytes of RAM. Of course, the Apple M4, which is insanely powerful. It has a 9-core CPU with, of course, 3 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. And you get the 10-core GPU, which is insane. And these things can go all the way up until 2 terabytes, unlike this thing, which only can go up until 128. So it's not even a question how crazy this upgrade is, especially when we take a look at the cameras. This iPad 6th gen has a crazy outdated and quite awful 8 megapixel camera. It can only do 1080-30, and it literally doesn't even have flash. While this thing has a much better 12 megapixel camera with all the cool flash features like a quad LED dual tone flash, HDR, it can go all the way up until 4K. And that doesn't really matter anyway because, I mean, to be completely honest, you don't take pictures on your iPad unless you are a psychopath. People take their pictures on their phones, so this really doesn't matter, but it just shows that these are like 2 completely different generations. The displays are also much drastically different on both of these iPads. The iPad 6th gen still has a LCD display, and it's not even laminated together like the LCD and the digitizer. So if I tap on this, You can hear how hollow it is. Well, let's tap this thing. Doesn't sound hollow, right? Well, those are the differences between a laminated and a non-laminated display. And that's not even getting into this thing, which has a absolutely insane OLED screen. And I think they call it a Ultra Retina Tandem OLED. And it has 120 hertz because of course it's an iPad Pro. But this thing has a measly 60 hertz and a standard LCD. And it has pretty much the same resolution as any other iPad that was cheap and came before it. And this thing, of course, has really good quality speakers, and it has quad speakers, and they are absolutely amazing and very bassy, while this thing has some of the worst speakers that you could probably still use on an iPad in 2026. These are pretty much the same speakers that you would see on like something like the iPad Air from 2013. There is only 2 speakers and they do not really sound great. And you can kind of see how used this iPad is from 8 years of use. You can see it's very dented. So overall, yeah, this was very much needed as an upgrade. I am very happy that I got to upgrade my iPad. I've been holding off on upgrading my iPad forever because I've done things like upgrade my computer and upgrade my phone, but this was always on the back burner because I really don't do much on my iPad, if I'm going to be completely honest. Especially on this thing, I would only like watch YouTube and other streaming services, and I really wouldn't do much. While now that I have this ability, I definitely will be using this for a bunch of other cool stuff like editing. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing with notifications on, sharing the video, hyping the video, and consider checking out my social media accounts, which I have in the description and the end card. I have a Twitter, a second YouTube channel where I post my shorts, a TikTok, and a Reddit. But yeah, this has been Derek from Certified Legacy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
What we do here is go back.
Loud.